Right.
Rolling.
What does this do?
It's for color correction.
I don't know they're all the same.
Okay, scratch that. Edit
No,
that
you're
part out.
talking about.
Yeah, that's something different. Hi, we're Blair Wedding Studio. I'm Brandon. This is Jeanessa, my wife.
I think we should practice this before we actually do
Okay.
it.
Well, what? Okay.
So you want to talk about?
Okay. It's a new take, babe.
So weird.
And we want to just kind of give a recap and give some tips on some weddings that we've done recently. So we started off our season with the Sozio wedding, Anthony and Alyssa Sozio, and they had a lot of fun. The family had a lot of fun. I love the Sozio family, but I think what really stuck out, what was amazing about it, aside from everything else, was the venue. I mean, Holman Ranch, up in the Carmel Valley, up north, beautiful. I think though where they got married was just breathtaking. I mean, picture this, like this platform with the audience sits there facing towards the horizon, and all you could see for miles, I mean, that's all you see are just mountains. He was a Marine, so he was in his full uniform, which I thought was really cool, you know, contribute to our veterans. So what is that funny?
Because how are you contributing to veterans through
Because
capturing their video? Their wedding
I
video.
was able to capture and serve him by making his day important and capturing it, and you know,
It's
giving the
nice
service.
to be a part of someone's wedding who has served our country.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Anyways.
so that leads us to our first tip, which is to think about where you're having your ceremony and what your audience is going to see. For this wedding in particular, it was mountains, lots of mountains in the background, and it was gorgeous. So what all the families were looking at was very much, you know, obviously the couple, but also this beautiful backdrop. On the property, there was this beautiful tree that they had there, and so it's always really good at any venue to kind of pick out certain spots that you might like ahead of time when you're walking through to see what would be really great for pictures.
They took the time, and I think that's really important, is take time, like Jeanessa was saying, with taking, not only finding cool locations, but also thinking about timing of the day. If you have your reception right in the middle of that really key sunset moment and you can't break away and there's other things going on, you're going to miss out on some really gorgeous pictures.
Which that leads to our second tip today, which is to, one, when you're scouting out your venue, to make sure to look for certain places where you would want photos, but also making that time during magic hour when the lighting is really good around sunset to be able to break away and take pictures at those really great spots that you had cited out.
Well, I think also on top of great lighting, what was great about Anthony and Alyssa was their chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every wedding we do has great chemistry. They're in love, it's their wedding day, but I think it's important to think about posing and
Definitely
being in the moment.
You know, they were able to take direction very well from the photographer and videographer as far as posing, but they also were very natural while doing it. It almost seemed like they had practiced or rehearsed at this one point. They wanted to do this dip, and I think they had really practiced that beforehand because
They had to. I mean,
they really did it nicely, and it looked very elegant.
I mean, a dip is very awkward to pull off. I think at our wedding, I tried to pull a dip off. I don't know if I was very even smooth at it. We didn't rehearse it at all. So
No. Everyone looks at Pinterest or all these, you know, photographers or things like that that people have done during their weddings and wanting to capture that same kind of candid moment. You know, it's good to kind of practice that so that it can feel natural when you're doing it.
just to recap, our 3 tips were your background, like thinking about what your audience sees. Is it distracting? Is it noisy? Or is it just this like nice, just a good view? Doesn't take away from the moment, adds to the moment. Setting aside time to go capture magic hour. Think about your schedule of the day. When is magic hour? When is the sunset happening? Can we break away with the photographer, videographer, and capture that moment? And the last one is rehearse your poses and practice those, especially the dip. Because don't do what we did on the dance floor, all eyes on us, and I try to go for that dip. Also, about the day, we worked with a wonderful photographer, awesome person. I mean, she worked with us really well. She was great at posing, capture the moment. We've seen all of her photos from the day already. Impressed with every single one of them.
That photographer we worked with was Francesca Penko, so you can check her out on her link.
Yeah, the
on
link
our
in
website.
the description.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down below. And also check out Holman Ranch if you're interested in having a wedding in Northern California. They're a great location, especially if you're looking for a kind of rustic, vintage, outdoor wedding.
Yeah, and we will travel. We'll go up there and look forward to more videos and more tips from us in the future.
Yeah.
We're Blair. What?
Yeah.
What?
You need to say who we are. We just told them these other
we
people.
opened up it. We're Blair,
Wedding Studio.
Yeah, Blair Wedding Studio.
And
I'm Brandon Blair. And
no, I know, but I'm
you're
saying
Jeanessa
you just sign off with that. Like, we're Blair Wedding Studio,
Yeah.
and we look forward to capturing your wedding story in the future. And then you should dip me awkwardly.
Okay.
Because we just talked about.
You gotta go back. Yeah. No,
Don't you want? Isn't the whole
This is
funny
pretty
thing
awkward.
of it being awkward?
Let's try this way. You gotta kick your leg up.
Like this.
Oh yeah.
But not kiss, maybe. Just dip me, because I don't want people to feel weird.
Why? Because we're kissing?
Yeah.
What's weird about kissing?